Welcome to Biology 101, Biology for Life. This is a biology for non-majors. So if you are planning on majoring in biology at some point, or a healthcare field, or psychology, or something of that sort, you may want to consider taking the majors biology course, which is Biology 111. My name is Dr. Amy Kennedy. I will be your instructor for this class. And we start with the announcements page. And most announcements, actually all announcements, I will email to you. And so not only can you see them here on the announcements page for the class, but I will also email them to you so you'll see them in your email. Default email is always your Campbell email. You want to start with the orientation. Make sure you watch the orientation video. This will get you oriented with the class. You have 3 things you need to do in the orientation. You need to send me an email. You need to complete the student assessment, and you need to participate in your first discussion board. The first component will be due the first Wednesday of the class, which will be your initial post to the discussion board, so that everybody has time to respond to your discussion boards. That's always going to be a critical component with our discussion boards, is that you post early enough that your classmates have time to respond. The remaining components, all your replies, the email, and the student assessment will be due by the first Friday of the class. Also, under the orientation, you can find the Respondus assignment. So we will be using online proctoring with a webcam. And so you need to do the Respondus online proctoring. The link to download the browser is here. Videos on what to do are within the folder. And detailed instructions, user guides, links to the help page for Respondus are all within this folder also. So be sure to get the Respondus download, do that orientation assignment so that you'll be ready to take your first exam. And that can also be found, I think, under, it's only under the orientation. Under the syllabus and text, you will find a 1-page calendar or a 2-page calendar. This is kind of a summary of when things will be released and due. I do it pretty much on a regular schedule. Discussion boards are not shown, and some other assignments are not shown on there, but the majority are shown there. The best place to look at what is due and when it is due and what is upcoming is on the course calendar, which can be found over here in the Blackboard menu. And you can see that not only do you have your homework, your quizzes, your exams, but you also have when you're supposed to submit your labs, you have when your discussion boards are due. And this one is the one that I will update if things change. So a good place to always keep up with what you need to do is with this course calendar in the Blackboard menu. But if you want something printed out that you can kind of look at and make notes on, you can use this calendar. Also, under the syllabus and text, you will find your syllabus, both the 7 and 14 page. You will find out how to get access to the mastering site. You will be going through Campbell Direct unless you opt out, which I don't recommend because I'm pretty sure that's the best deal for your e-text and the mastering site. And when you click on the course materials, it will launch you into the site where you can get your access code. And then you just say reveal access code. And once you have your access code, you can navigate back to the course. And then click on the Mastering Biology link. The Mastering Biology link is where all your homework will be done. And then click on any of the links under there, and then it'll prompt you to go ahead and put in your access code. If for some reason you opt out or something, but I truly recommend that you use the Campbell Direct, then you can also get 14 days of free access. And I have a video under the lecture for that. But once you're in Mastering, you can see the things that are due within Mastering. The orange are our dynamic study modules. Those have to be done by the due date or they will be a 0. The homework is set to be a 1% per day penalty up to a 25% penalty. So even if you come back at the end of the semester, you can still do late homework. It'll just be a 25% penalty. And then here's the list view in Mastering. And again, all homework will be done in Mastering Biology. You can find the PowerPoints And lecture materials, under lecture materials, I tell you up here that you can have 2 pages of handwritten notes, one side only, on your exams. The only thing that will be proctored will be your exams. The quizzes and other assignments are not proctored. Here's an assignment summary of what you'll be going through each week. If you click on the Module 1 folder, it will open, and you'll see what you have due that week and the days that it is due. I provide virtual lectures and videos, and so if you have any questions or can't find a video in this folder for what you need, let me know and I'll be glad to find you another video. Under course materials, you will have by chapter, the PowerPoint slides, and the possible essay questions that will show up, the possible written questions that will show up on your exam. So it behooves you to do these ahead of time, because it is what will be on your exam. And if you have done them ahead of time, you can even include them in your handwritten notes. You will have them for the test. And they are a Word document that you can type on. And so you just click on them and either download them or save them. And then you will see your possible questions for Chapter 1. And then if you go to Chapter 2, you'll see the exact same thing. You'll see this in every chapter throughout the modules. So possible short answer questions and the slides in the PDF format. Also in the Module 1 folder, you will see that you have module assessments, quizzes, and exams. So this is where you will take your quizzes and your exams. The quizzes you have 2 attempts on. I recommend that you take both attempts because the questions may show up again on the quiz. They come from the same pool. And the same with the exams. The more times you take the quiz, the more time you see the questions that'll show up on the exam, because it's the same pool. And if you're not sure how to review a quiz before you take your second attempt so that you can study where you need to study, if you look under the lecture materials, you will see that I have a video posted on reviewing quizzes and taking second attempts on quizzes. So you can look at your quizzes, study them, and then take your second attempt, study that second attempt before you take your exam, and you should do pretty good on the multiple choice portion of the exam. And as long as you do those possible exam questions ahead of time, you will also do really well on that because you'll have all the answers ahead of time. And you can see also I have the access to the Pearson site and the course materials under lecture also. And then the final component of this class will be your labs. You need to order your lab kit as soon as you can because you'll need it for Lab 2, which will be due on the 3rd Monday of the class. So it'll be released, it'll be the second lab released. The first lab does not require the lab kit, and so you don't need the lab kit. You can do it with the videos that I provide and the PDFs that are within the lab folder. And here those are. And so you can type on the PDFs with Word. With the interactive PD, usually you can do put text box on there or put in to fill in, and it'll allow you to type on the PDF. And then you will submit that lab via this link within the lab folder. And I will release new lecture models and new lab models on a weekly basis. And if you need some time extensions, just communicate with me. As long as you communicate with me, I will work with you. Those discussion boards that I mentioned earlier, and the first one that you have to do is the orientation, are under the discussion board button. So you need to do your first post by January 12th and your second post and your replies to your classmates by January the 14th. And those are under the button discussion board. And then the course calendar I showed you earlier, your grades and feedback you can see here. And if we need to meet or discuss things, we can always meet via the virtual classroom here within Blackboard. I'm always glad to schedule a meeting. All your other resources for Campbell and then the course contacts are up here. And you can find help through for Blackboard and for Campbell University Help Desk. With the Respondus Lockdown browser, you will see this little icon on your desktop, and you will open the Respondus Lockdown browser, then navigate to Blackboard, and then you will take your exams within there. If you need any help, watch the videos I have in the Blackboard course. Remember the Respondus is under orientation. and the Respondus folder. Also, the help desk is very helpful when you have some computer issues, and I will do my best to help you. All right, well, let's get started. I hope everybody has a great class, and let me know if you need help. If you don't ask, I can't help. I look forward to working with you. Have a great day.